Imagine being told that your dream is impossible. Imagine spending years working on an idea only to fail again and again. Most people would quit after a few attempts. Some might continue for 10 or 20 tries. But what if you failed hundreds of times? What if you failed 1,000 times? This is the inspiring story of a man who refused to give up, a man whose persistence changed the world forever. His name was Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison was not born a genius. As a child, he struggled in school and was often considered slow by his teachers. He asked too many questions, and many people believed he would never achieve anything remarkable. But Edison had something more powerful than natural talent. He had curiosity, he wanted to understand how things worked, and he was willing to spend countless hours learning through trial and error. While other children played, Edison spent his time reading books, conducting experiments, and exploring new ideas. Even when things went wrong, he saw every mistake as a lesson rather than a defeat. As he grew older, Edison became fascinated with inventions. He dreamed of creating something that could improve people's lives. One of his biggest challenges was developing a practical electric light bulb. At that time, many inventors had tried to create electric lighting, but none had found a reliable and affordable solution. The task seemed nearly impossible. The materials burned out too quickly, the designs failed, and the technology was still in its early stages. Yet Edison believed there had to be a way, so he began experimenting. Day after day, night after night, he tested different materials and designs. Sometimes the bulb would glow for only a few seconds before burning out. Other times, it would not work at all. His laboratory became a place filled with broken parts, failed prototypes, and endless notes. Weeks turned into months, and months turned into years. Friends, critics, and even some of his supporters began to question whether his efforts were worth it. They wondered why he continued when success seemed so far away.
With every failed attempt, the pressure increased. People laughed at him. Newspapers criticized him. Investors worried about their money. But Edison remained focused. He refused to let failure define him. Instead, he viewed each unsuccessful experiment as valuable information. Every time something didn't work, he learned one more way not to build a light bulb. While others saw failure, Edison saw progress. He understood that every mistake brought him one step closer to the answer. One day, after hundreds and hundreds of failed experiments, a reporter asked him an important question. "Mr. Edison," the reporter said, "how does it feel to have failed so many times?" Many people expected Edison to be frustrated or embarrassed. Instead, he smiled and gave an answer that would become famous around the world. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found thousands of ways that won't work." Those words revealed the secret behind his success. Edison did not see failure as the end of the journey. He saw it as part of the journey itself. Inspired by this mindset, Edison continued his work with even greater determination. He and his team tested one material after another. They experimented with carbonized bamboo, cotton threads, and countless other substances. Each test brought new challenges, but they refused to quit. Their dedication was extraordinary. They worked long hours, often sleeping very little, driven by the belief that success was possible if they simply kept going. Then, after years of effort and what many people describe as over 1,000 attempts, something incredible happened. One of the bulbs stayed lit much longer than the others. For the first time, Edison had found a practical solution. The room filled with excitement. What had once seemed impossible was now becoming reality. The countless failures, the sleepless nights, and the criticism had all led to this moment. The light bulb was not just an invention, it was proof that persistence can overcome even the greatest obstacles. The success of the light bulb changed the world. Homes, streets, and businesses could now be illuminated more safely and efficiently. Life after sunset was transformed. But perhaps the most important lesson from Edison's story is not the invention itself. It is the mindset that made the invention possible. Success did not come because he was lucky. It did not come because the path was easy. It came because he refused to quit when others would have given up. Today, many people dream of achieving great things. They want success in business, education, sports, art, or personal goals. Yet the moment they face failure, they begin to doubt themselves. They think one mistake means they are not capable. One rejection makes them want to stop. But Edison's story teaches us a different lesson. Failure is not proof that you should quit. Often, it is proof that you are trying, learning, and growing. Every successful person has faced setbacks. Every achievement is built on lessons learned from mistakes. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is often persistence. When challenges arise, successful people keep moving forward. They understand that failure is temporary, but quitting can make it permanent. So the next time you face a setback, remember the man who failed 1,000 times before success. Remember the inventor who turned mistakes into lessons and obstacles into opportunities. Remember that every failed attempt can bring you closer to your goal if you choose to learn from it. Because sometimes success is not about being the smartest person in the room. Sometimes it is simply about refusing to give up. And that is why the story of Thomas Edison continues to inspire millions of people around the world. His journey reminds us that perseverance, patience, and determination can light up even the darkest moments of our lives. The road to success may be long, difficult, and filled with failures, but if you keep moving forward, one day your efforts may shine just as brightly as the light bulb that changed the world. Voiceover. Closing. Success is not achieved by avoiding failure. Success is achieved by learning from failure and continuing forward. The man who failed 1,000 times proved that persistence can turn an impossible dream into reality.